Hello, and welcome to Pod of the Week, a place where I get to share my thoughts on pods I think you need to know about. Yes, FIFA World Cup is almost over, and the African teams, in part, has done us well, has done us proud, but I would really have liked one of us to have gone a little bit further. So, yes, but they've done us proud. And today's podcast, I just want to continue with diving into the obscure football podcasts, the ones that is not necessarily the major views, but one which I think should be highlighted and will provide value to your life. This podcast delves into the African continent, the African football, the style we play, and I think it's just a good podcast to highlight what football looks like on the African continent. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to listen to the podcast, and this podcast is called African Five-A-Side Podcast. Yes, five-a-side football. The name speaks for itself. So the cool thing about this podcast, it has various iterations or styles and formats of this podcast. One is the reaction format, where he reacts to either the biggest news that's happening in African football, or World Cup in particular, or AFCON, and the other segments or the other types of podcasts, which is the more interview styles, which are the ones I really enjoy, and the one soundbite which I'm gonna feature later. If you want to know what it sounds like, have a listen.
African Five-A-Side Podcast. I'm your host, Maher Mezahi, and this is brought to you by africaasaCountry.com. So, about maybe coming up on 2 weeks ago now, seismic shock in the Algerian league that Boulani Mokoena decided to leave MC of Algiers and sign with the current Libyan league leaders, at least in their group, Ittihad Tripoli. Now, this was a shock for a few different reasons. Number one, Boulani Mokoena was, I think, overall doing a good job at MC of Algiers, and I think everybody would say that. If we look at his record, 33 matches played, 19 victories, 8 draws, only 6 losses, and this is in total across all competitions. 39 goals for, 19 goals against, almost 2 points per match played. He won the Algerian Super Cup against their arch rivals USM of Algiers. They were eliminated in the CAF Champions League group stages, which was a little bit of regression from last year when they qualified to the quarterfinals. And at the moment in which he left, MC of Algiers were ahead in the Algerian league and by a long margin. Very, very happy to be joined by Coach Fadlou Davids of Raja Casablanca. Coach, thanks for having me in Casablanca.
Good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, we're in Casa in the midst of the African Cup of Nations. Special time for me. My favorite time of my professional career is when I get to cover the AFCON. What's it been like for you being in one of the host cities while the competition is taking place?
Yeah, so there's a different buzz in Casa at the moment. Well, actually in the entire Morocco. So it's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to coach one of the biggest clubs while the AFCON is on, and to see it live. I haven't been to any live matches yet. We're busy with training, but hopefully in the latter stages definitely go. But a fantastic experience, to have the AFCON here in Morocco at this moment is really special. And everybody was worried about the rain, but the stadiums are holding up. Fantastic pitches, really world-class facilities.
So if you're looking for a podcast which is warm, wholesome, and profiles African football in the highest or in the best sense, I guess in the best way possible, then this is the podcast for you. So remember, podcasts are not for some, they're for